Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rokar Kwadash. Double honor to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. I'm going to the job market at what? B-dubs, black women. You know, our sisters love to brag on their educations, right? Let's see what the statistic is when it comes to sisters of today concerning their education and them not having what jobs. Hey, y'all do too much talking, too much bragging, man. Maybe y'all bag up a little bit and stop all that talking and all that bragging. Trump won't be doing all. Hey man, Trump be on social media just like we do. You'd be very surprised what video Trump is watching. He may be watching my video, but he care more now about you women because y'all been in the past since 60 years or so, 70, say 60 though, a good solid 60 years y'all been running a mockery, of America. Y'all been having your little sweet little way, But those times are almost up, cause Isaiah 4:1 is in play, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. And see, we're going to see in that time where y'all going to be choosing to bow over a man. Let's get into it.
If you want to know the direction...
Oh, let me turn this up a little bit. How about clicking on it? Now, this here was 2 weeks ago, right? I'm gonna go through a few videos, some a couple weeks ago, some maybe a month, or maybe two months, but it's the statistic is still the same, or even higher. So listen up.
If you want to know the direction of the jobs market,
let me click on this. I might want to read some comments.
Go to the website you love with Wig.
Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Lucky for that. Let's get into it.
If you want to know the direction of the jobs market, pay attention to the black unemployment numbers. That's not my guidance. That's the guidance from economists and experts who know much more about this than I. But let me explain. Right now, the U.S. unemployment rate is at 4.3%. We just learned that very few jobs were added in August, about 22,000. That's not good. If you were to describe this via text, you send a red alarm emoji. Now, for black workers, the data is worse. For now, another month, the unemployment rate is going up. It's now 7.5%. That's the highest it's been since October.
Now he's saying black workers, right? But hold on, let me see something here. But look right down here at the bottom down here. A warning from what? From black women. But he's saying blacks. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's hear it again. They don't like pushing that black women because how y'all know how E come at you, but who cares?
Now, for black workers, the data is worse. For now, another month, the unemployment rate is going up. It's now 7.5%. That's the highest it's been since October of 2021. And it's a number we've been watching ever since it was 6.8% in June. It's 2 alarm emojis. You dig even deeper, and you'll find that black women are disproportionately struggling right now. The jobless rate for black women is at 6.7%. The last time it was that high, September of 2021, back during the pandemic. Add one more red alarm emoji. Why is this happening? Economists have told us that when we see the unemployment rate going up for black people, it's a sign that it could soon go up for all people. And as our CNN business team explains, black workers are disproportionately employed in frontline and lower wage industries as well as the government workforce. So what comes for black people first often comes for everyone. And you know, those good government jobs have been a tool for black people to build state.
See, that is right there. You see me say good government and state jobs. Who are the bulk of the workers in government and state workers? Black women. You name it. Even all of the welfare jobs, all of the free money, free everything. Black women have been what? Have been got their hands in that barrel. You can believe that. They're playing with millions of dollars, paying bills left and right, thousands of dollars. Yeah, state and federal workers, black women.
Stable livelihoods, especially for black women. But the federal workforce has been a target of this administration, along with immigrants and diversity initiatives. We have a lot to talk about. So joining me this morning, LaTosha Brown, co-founder of Black Voters Matter Fund, Stephanie Donegan, a former Republican candidate for the Georgia Senate and founder of Your Rich Life Media and the Stillwell Society, and Dalila Paul is the national editor of the news site Capital B. Welcome to you all. Stephanie, let me start with you. 22,000 jobs in August. June revised down now, the first month of job losses in 5 years. The president promised the golden era for America. Where is it?
I mean, ultimately, we have to just be honest and say it doesn't look good, which I know people don't expect me to say, but the reality is right now, because of all the cutbacks in the federal government, it is going to hit black women disproportionately right now because of how much we...
Why is that? Government jobs, state jobs. You all hold the bulk of the jobs in government and state jobs. And Trump running a mockery of that, boy. He getting rid of all of them. And now it's up to, what 300 plus black women lose their jobs since Trump returned. I'm going to click on a few more videos, but the Dip had great details in it, and he got the sisters up here saying what they said.
Are employed. That being said, I do believe that it is going to bounce back with the new businesses and new jobs that will be coming, but I think we need to give it time. I don't think we've given it enough time.
That's something we heard from the Commerce Secretary as well. Let's play what Howard Lutnick said.
Bad with me, y'all. They got to pay the bills.
In all sorts of agencies throughout this government, the holdovers from the Biden administration they're just bent against the president's success. They're rooting against America and against Donald Trump, and that's got to end. So he can't replace somebody, 2 weeks ago, and you expect fundamental change.
LaTosha, he says, give it time.
The challenge with this is that when you look at black women, we, and particularly in terms of women, we are, in terms of participation in the labor market, we're 60% more than all of our women counterparts of the labor market. But what's interesting in federal jobs, we're about 11.7%, which means that's in parity of our population, right? But when you look in the private sector, we're less than 1.8% when you look at higher management jobs. So what we have seen is that federal jobs have actually created a pathway and opportunity that black women, it demonstrates that when black women are given an opportunity, that there are federal protections that allow us to matriculate, that what you see is that we're able to get representation. What he's saying around that we're supposed to just play on the market, but what we're seeing is an underrepresentation in the market, that oftentimes we're underpaid in the market, we're in entry-level jobs, you do not see the same kind of economic stability that we've seen with federal employment.
I saw your facial expression.
She ain't did shit. Yeah, she she says to us, she said the same facial expression she had, I was having too. She just running her damn mouth. Black one this and black one that, and she didn't even talk about the job losses and all that. She just rambled on about nothing. Let's see what she gonna say.
Because ultimately, a lot of the hiring, I feel, that's happened within the federal government was to check boxes for DEI. Not necessarily because this was just perfect for them. And I only say that because of how many black women have been employed. And I think that's part of the reason we're seeing the layoffs that we're seeing and the unemployment, because that's how they got hired in the first place.
I think the interesting...
They don't know what you're talking about. DEI, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about, y'all. I'm not going to go into DEI and all that. but they don't have that DI ain't got nothing to do with them losing their damn jobs. When Trump made the cutbacks on all these stupid jobs and all these women in these offices and millions of dollars for this and $1 million for that, millions of dollars for this, and all that unemployment, all that what is it, EBT and all that. That's where all the lost. Most of the jobs that black women have lost is government and state jobs, and I'm gonna prove that.
The thing about that is that in terms of federal jobs, that is merit-based, that people actually are able to keep their jobs or even to literally ascend based on being merit-based. You don't see that in the private sector. So I think it's really to say that black women working in these jobs is to check a box, it ignores the fact that is a merit base.
Well, to a degree, because I do know for federal government, depending on what your history is, if you have worked in the military, if you're black, you do get extra points when it comes to hiring. And so being black in general will push people up when it comes to hiring. Being a black woman will push people up when it comes to hiring.
Yeah, can I pause? I think we have to think about the impact. I mean, the fact that you have hundreds, thousands of black women who are out of jobs.
Okay, sister, keep it all the way 100 because these both of them is delusional as hell. Keep it 100.
Women from the age of 40-something, 50-something who are caregivers for their families. We've had reports. We have interviewed women who are struggling right now. So I hear what you're saying about the checking of the boxes, but I think we're losing sight of the human impact of this.
Actually, I agree with you on that. I actually feel that it's quite unfortunate that that has to happen, but we cannot continue to keep people in jobs to keep a payroll going. I think that's unfortunate.
But that's not, again, I have to disagree with you. I think a lot of the women who have been losing their jobs have played critical roles in government.
But if it was really...
See that? Government, and that's state. Government jobs, man. Critical roles in government jobs. She's keeping it 100. This woman right here, she's keeping it 100, man. These other two over here, they just rambling. They just rambling, man. Still trying to uplift that sisterhood crap.
Beyond DEI.
If it was really
beyond
critical.
Beyond DEI. See, I just said that. It's beyond DEI. DEI it's not the reason y'all, the black women losing their jobs. Woo, delusional.
They would still have their job. It wasn't that critical.
No, they don't have their jobs because now there's a policy in place that really has been racialized. We're looking in a space that how were they able to ascend? It wasn't about the checking the box. It was hard work. We know that in a culture as in America, when have black women ever been given something just because we're checking a box? The women, we are the cornerstone.
You was getting it. See, she full of shit. Just like when they started the what is it? Where they had to have that one maybe two black people in the I forgot what it called. That one or two black people in the work area. That's supposed to be black men, but they put black women in there, not black men. So they put black women. That's why you see so many black women initially start in the beginning. That's why they was getting jobs because of the what is it? I can't think of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, those of you, y'all know what I'm talking about. When they're trying to, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of it right now. I'm actually I was trying to think of a couple precepts to hit over here, but I'm gonna wait to do all that. Let's hear I want to hear this sister right here a little more right here because she on point. These two here just running their mouth, just rambling as usual.
Of this economy all across it.
Well, I hear you, but I can also say that one of my first jobs was for the federal government, and I was very clear that I got pushed up ahead of people because I was black and I could check the box.
See that? Black. Huh? Federal job. And she said federal job. That's she said one of her first jobs she got was a federal job. The federal government, the federal job, this is where most of the so-called black women is losing most of them is losing their job is with the federal government and state.
Well, let me ask you this, because there's a gender economist, Katika Roy, who calculated between February and July that 319,000 black women lost their jobs in the private and
319.
public sector. In that same period, job increases for white men was 365,000. There were 176,000 job gains for Hispanic women. There were 142,000 job gains for white women. And so when you suggest that these black women were in jobs to check a box,
Acres Plus review.
Oh, Lord. Bear with me, y'all.
reconcile that with the increases for these other demographics and communities.
Well,
Those jobs were earned, and they deserve better jobs and deserve to have more jobs, while the hundreds of thousands of black women were just there to be pushed along and check a box.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying, because
Okay.
ultimately I think we all...
That's what you said. That's exactly what you said. They never take, they never, look how she look over at that woman with that green, look how she look over at her when she running her mouth, because she know that she's full of shit.
all can agree that DEI has not just helped black women. So that's in the first place. DEI has helped minorities, women, white women.
Exactly.
DEI has helped not just
Now she
black
on point with that now. I just said that DEI ain't got nothing to do with all these women losing their jobs. Don't have nothing to do with all these women, black women losing their jobs, man.
women. But when it comes to the conversation of federal workers, with us being such a large percentage of federal workers.
There you go. There you go. Now she didn't say anything, or she know that's what's going on.
It's deeply insulting to say that. It's deeply insulting that when you're looking at federal workers, we make, 11.7%? That's just in parity of our population.
Girl, shut up. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. Damn 11%. You's a damn lie. You go anywhere in any one of these cities and look around, you see a bunch of so-called black women that were not in the past since Trump been up in there. Since Trump been up in there. Now, about even 6 months ago, you went up in there, boy. They had, all of them had, they everywhere. But now, hey, Trump doing the do.
And so that there you have 80%, and more of people that represent different segments of society. So to suggest that black women in some way, that our presence in the federal government has come from just somehow we are checking the box, really undermines the fact that we have been the cornerstone of the labor market in this country.
No, it doesn't. It just looks, that's the way you want to see it. It doesn't. Ultimately, black women were not the only people who were laid off. It's just that the conversation we're having today is around a large percentage of black women, and that is because of how...
I had enough of this. If you want to talk about a demographic of people, they're the ones that have been laid off more than anyone. So let's go right here. Let's click on this one here.
When too much work bogs you down.
It's lucky, y'all. I guess they got to pay their bills. Let them pay their bills, y'all. Let them pay their bills.
Numbers have been released surrounding black women in the labor force. A new report shows more than 300,000 black women have left the workforce in just the last several months. That's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Joining me now is gender...
Fired, not left. She said left. No, fired. Laid off.
Economist Katika Roy to break this all down and why they're leaving. Katika, thank you so much for being with us. You recently wrote an article where you say that this isn't happening by accident. Why do you think it is happening?
This is happening because of cuts to public sector positions. So if you look at the federal labor force, black women make up just over 12% of the federal labor force. It's about double their representation in the labor force overall. And when you have targeted cuts up to 50%, in organizations such as the Department of Education and HHS, you're not just trimming the fat, you're actually cutting the economic backbone for black women.
Boom. Didn't I just say that? Federal and state jobs. federal and state jobs, y'all. That's why the bulk of the it say 300,000 black women have left the workforce. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's where they are losing their job, and a lot of that welfare that they've been getting, they really been hit on that, because when you push all them black women out of that sector of welfare and get rid of that, guess what? That puts them on the street. That puts them on the street. Right in the woods with that bear that they be always talking about, that bear. I'd rather you rather be with a what? You rather a bear or a man? However they say it, right? So they choose the bear or a black man. They chose the bear. So you are gonna have an opportunity to. Some of you are gonna have an opportunity to see them bears.
Wow. And so what are some of the spillover effects from all of this?
Well, one of the things that we know is that there is a connection between women's labor force participation and GDP. So just black women's labor force participation has dropped by just over 2% in the last 3 months. And that has sucked over $37 billion out of U.S. GDP. So this is the economic cost of gender policy ignorance.
This is really fascinating, because do you think that most people are unaware of the actual impacts of things like this?
Absolutely. So when we often think about women's issues or black women's issues, we think of it as an over there problem. It's not. It's an everybody problem. When our economy grows, that has more jobs and more income for everyone. So we know, for instance, overall, that for every 1 percentage point that women leave the labor force, there's a $146 billion hit to GDP.
Oh my gosh. And so we've talked about the consequences, but is there an upside to all of this? Are we seeing women pivoting to entrepreneurship as they're leaving the workforce? What then are they doing?
You know, that's a great question. And the truth is, we don't know where all of the 300,000 black women that have actually been pushed out of the labor force have gone. We know that some of them have gone into entrepreneurship, which is not only because of...
Man, cut it out, man. Entrepreneurship doing what? Doing what? Because even the hair products and doing hair, all that stuff is, I see a lot of sisters wearing their natural hair now. And most of them putting on just wigs. They ain't putting out all that mess they were putting in their head like they were doing probably like 6-7 months ago. So ain't no what entrepreneurship doing what? No, they not. They in the home. Most of them probably already was on getting welfare and stamps and so forth and so forth and so forth. However many different, I don't even know the different sectors and how many different sectors are concerning welfare. But I guarantee you, Eve knows it.
The luxury, but it's actually because of survival. And this is really a testament to their resilience, but it also shows the rigidity in our traditional employment systems.
Are there any other groups that we are seeing largely impacted in this way in the labor workforce?
No.
Not to this extent. So I track all of the data, as you can imagine, month over month by gender and race and ethnicity. And I started to see this trend about 3 months ago with this really precipitous drop in black women out of the labor force. And this is a huge hit. And historically, just to give you a sense of the historical context, this is the first time in years that black women's labor force participation has fallen below Latinas' labor force participation.
Wow. It's really fascinating to see these numbers, to hear you explain all of it and break down the real world impacts on our GDP and the economy at large. Katika Roy, thank you for what you do, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, y'all, let's click back here. Let me get a couple more. Let me get precepts in. I'm going to close this out. Let's see. Let's get some... let's hear this sister here. Click. This is short here.
Over the course of the past 5 months, more than 300,000 Black women left the labor force, while the number of jobs for many other demographic groups have gone up. Experts and economists say that it is in part due to President Trump's efforts to shrink the federal government. I've been in touch with...
Shrink the federal government. Boom, there goes another one. The federal job is the bulk of those. It's way over. They say 300,000. We'll say close to 200. Close to they say 300,000 black women. Close 200,000 of those jobs are government jobs that black women had.
More than a dozen Black women who have been fired or dismissed or placed on administrative leave. They have described getting an email in their inbox telling them that they were involved in diversity and inclusion training, even when it had nothing to do with their jobs. They felt targeted for their race or their perceived political beliefs. Since President Trump took office, more than 80,000 federal government jobs have been cut. Black workers are disproportionately represented in the federal government, and particularly Black women. The federal government has long been a path to the middle class for Black Americans.
Black
After
women.
Jim Crow, it was one of the only places that Black people could get white-collar jobs. For Black women in particular, the federal government was a place where they face less discrimination than in the private sector. There are agencies where Black women make up almost a quarter of the workforce. Some of these agencies we're seeing the government target for the biggest cuts. The White House has defended the cuts as an indiscriminate effort by President Trump to shrink the government and restore merit into the workforce. Recently, the Supreme Court ruled that he did, in fact, have the authority to continue to carry those out. Experts have warned that the federal workforce cuts are also rippling throughout the private sector. It is serving as a model for what kind of hiring practices are acceptable. President Trump has been very clear that he does want the workforce of the whole country to emulate what he's doing in the federal government.
Now you just wait now. Just wait until he start hitting dealing with the medical portion of it. And then that's when you're gonna see millions of black women lose their jobs. Yes. Because they are definitely in that field. In the area. You can't go to the hospital without seeing a sister up in there. Okay, I might make this the last one here, y'all. Let's click on this.
By May 8th, 2025,
Hold on, I might read a couple comments over here. Let me slide this thing over a little bit here, y'all. Let me slide this thing over a little bit. Let me click on these comments here and set this thing up here. Let's see how I'm gonna do this here. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me, y'all. There we go. We'll leave it like that. Now let's hear this sister here out.
6,000 black women lost their jobs, including me. And those of us that's been out here trying to find work again, it's basically just been non-existent. And I'm starting to feel like this is by design. Because there are over 100,000 women, black women like me, who have the same story, who has applied for over 300 plus jobs and just not getting it, not getting any replies. There's just no feedback. Or you get those emails that says, hey, we have chosen someone else that has been more qualified for the job, even though my experience and my education fits the job description.
See, all those degrees, and a lot of y'all are over qualified for a lot of the jobs you're trying to get now. A lot of them would take right now some a job in a Burger King somewhere. And then guess what they tell them? Oh, you overqualified for here, baby. Yeah. A lot of y'all gonna be on the streets real soon. You know, this year here, this is the this year here, this year here, this is the most so-called black women I have seen walking the streets, man. In my area, man, over here where I live at, there's a lot of white women homeless. A lot of them. And so you think all these white women homeless and these sisters are not going to be homeless right along with them? See, a lot of white so-called, a lot of them are doing Biden term. A lot of white people lost their businesses in their homes. So now they working on what? This is the black portion of working on the so-called black people, mainly the black woman, because y'all in the government and state job, y'all had y'all kept y'all hand in the pot. Y'all kept y'all hand in the pot. Now it's coming back to hunt y'all. The welfare, all of the welfare program that they were giving y'all, all that stuff, and come back to hunt you now. You know, all of the stuff that you were getting away with, and the free. Let's read a few of these comments over here. She say, who said here's the worst worry? Says, good thing they strong, independent, and most educated. Same thing I was just quoting on. Look at the replies. Good thing they are strong and independent, most educated. Laughing emojis. Don't seem too good now. Laugh out loud. Yes, here go Michael says, yes, it's by design. Y'all talk too much but don't worry. You're strong, independent, and don't need a man. Man. Hey, man, you know, the brothers, y'all got to understand, y'all been running a mockery and talking shit about the so-called black man for so long, man. It's ridiculous. And so, you know, that you know, all of that bragging and running your mouth then came to a what? An end. Our gorilla says, this is too funny. But what? But for real, it's not. Cause they still are ours. Anyway, somebody responding to gorilla say, ours? Question mark. You're missing a Y. Because you mean yours. Nobody's gonna be, listen, man. These women gonna be running around here trying to marry a man real soon, man. They probably already doing it. They crying online, left and right, trying to find somebody with no, man. How many of y'all gonna attend these? A lot of these other women have y'all attend these places and looking for men and looking for husbands, and y'all paying the last little bit of money you got just to go to these things. Y'all still fools. You know, Eve make the biggest fool out of Eve. Most black women don't like each other. That's a fact. They don't like each other. Look at the homicides between women being with women taking each other out in these lesbian relationships. They're slaughtering each other around here, man. Literally, I'm talking about headshots. I ain't talking about in the body, leg, headshots. John Phillips say, this is not funny. These women did every damn thing that they're supposed to do, but now Trump, because he doesn't like black women that are educated, has done everything. Here goes sucker, y'all. Here goes suck. But Eve online talking shit though. Huh? You got the what the woman name is over there in Atlanta trying to lock Trump up. Huh? Y'all be thinking they sent her out there. She ain't want no damn Trump. They made her mess with Trump. Now Trump messing with her. And you think Trump not gonna get her? Stay tuned. Worst be what? Be weary says, I never said it was funny. YouTube stopped deleting my comments. You literally have 1 billion videos on yours, glorifying murder in here every damn day. Wow. I feel you, brother, with YouTube. YouTube always taking my subscribers and everything, views and everything. I feel you on that. I don't understand that some people can make have YouTube channels for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and never lose their channel. I just find that shit strange. And then some people they don't waste no time every single day. They come over here and take views and thumbs up and everything and keep you below a certain number. Every day take you down. You got 300, they take you down to 20. Or even 2, or even 1, or even none. No views. Oh my goodness. Chris Evans said it was by design. That special group received cushy government jobs. That's right. While others were pushed aside. Kevin used to say, winter is coming. Winter is coming, ladies. And winter already here. In a few more months, we'll be in winter. Of course, it's designed, it's by design. Black men tried to tell you it was what by design. Nobody wanted to listen, and now here we are. Here we are. We tried to tell you over and over and over and over and over, but nobody wanted to listen. Why they didn't want to listen, y'all? What that is, Isaiah 13:12, I think, I will make a man more precious than what? Than fine gold? Huh? In these days, a man is going to be more precious than fine gold. And 7 is just a completion, a number that says that is completion. Meaning, that's more than 7. Y'all are not gonna be around here talking about a problem with sharing a man. Cause guess what? You gonna be what? I'm saying what? What number you gonna be, man? Hey man, let me read these comments. I'm getting caught up in my word trying to explain and read these comments at the same time. Well, Nottingham says, we as men know that we are not entitled to any job, especially a so-called black man, out there. Women believe they would deserve any job they apply for. That's right. Oh, they so rough and tough, and they Afro puff. This song. Latif Fook. Man, y'all got these funny ass names, man. Welcome to being black in America. Now you see how the men had to deal with it all. Yeah, it is. But guess what? Most of you women don't have felons. Most of these brothers got felons, man. And they make sure they give us a felon, give brothers felons, and make sure that they give us all the hell that they can give us, man. But and then y'all want to come into my bragging about going to school and black women hold the biggest debt, school debt than it is. You want to brag about education. I won't be bragging about no education, man. When you over $100,000 or $200,000 in debt. Okay, he say BWs jumped on the feminist movement as if it would benefit us long term. Black men are needed, so we have to stop allowing the masses diabolically, everybody got that word diabolical now, convince us we don't need a man. I am blessed to have a black man. Oh, there's a sister here. I am blessed to have a black man supporting me through this time, cause I am what? I am one of the 100,000 black women that has recently lost my job and have received all those emails she's speaking of. We as women want to be wanted, but men need to be needed. So that I got it stance is self-sabotage. For what? For dating purposes. I had to unlearn and relearn how to what? Allow my femininity. Look at this. This woman telling you right here, y'all. Take center stage, and now I have a what? A good supportive man. Quit fighting against the what? The grain divine order. Meaning what? Men. And then y'all don't waste no time talking about black men that are always trying to protect y'all, man. How many black men have died, man, for trying to, or just trying to protect you from running your mouth, man? Well, that sister right there laid it out right there. She said she got her one. And she lost her job, but she got a black man to support her. How many of y'all can say that? How many of y'all can say you got a man paying your bills, all your bills now? No. You might find a simple two out there, but hey, I don't see them now. All these women crying online. Let me read a couple more. I'm getting into the precepts. Black women, Dog 13 Real say what? Black women, but not all of them showing their ass at work, always spouting, being the what? The most educated, yeah, man. And in the room, well, now here you sit, jobless. I guess you better use that education to get another job. Wow. Come to light says, I am a black expat who lives in Thailand. What the clown media will not tell you, the American people, the U.S. is in serious debt, actually bankrupt, and is in a recession. The jobs that were there are going to be replaced with AI and will never come back. Additionally, they did what? Did not create 22,000 jobs. It's actually quite lower than that. So we're gonna stop it on that. And he makes a great point, y'all, because the New World Order is what they're trying to establish, and what comes with that New World Order? That microchip. AI. That's why AI. You see all this AI, all this. You don't know what's real, what's fake, and AI getting better and better when it comes to what making these videos, making fake stuff that seem look actual. Like, if we're can't fool the prophet, but you can fool the masses. So let's go. I'm gonna read a few, y'all. I'm not gonna stay on this. Excuse me. I'm gonna go to let's hear this sister out right here. I ain't even finished her video. Let's hear this out there. I'm gonna go to my precepts. I think I'm gonna let it play about another minute or so.
Perfectly. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is the first time in a long time that I am actually starting to panic. I came from nothing. I came from the bottom of the barrel. And I spent years building myself, educating myself, paying my way through college, going through a lot of experience to get to where I was in my career. For it just to be snatched away. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I am facing homelessness. I'm about to lose my car. Can't pay on my credit card, so my credit is about to take a severe hit.
I might name a video that there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Wow. Something else she said. Let me wind it back a little bit. I wanted to hit that. Let me wind that back.
Going through a lot of experience to get to where I was in my career. For it just to be snatched away. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I am facing homelessness. I'm about to lose my car. Can't pay on my credit card, so my credit is about to take a severe hit. Dashing is not enough. It's just not enough money. There's so many people that are out here unemployed just like me. There's a lot of us that are out there. And the little money that I did have in savings, I used that to help my daughter move here. And as a mother,
See how she ain't got good sense? Why would you take your last and use it on your daughter when you need your money yourself? You know, that's what they do. You know, y'all spend y'all money. Y'all know how to spend your money, man. You know, you spend wildly. You thinking you never thinking about tomorrow. You just spend, never thinking about tomorrow or next week. The bill that is due. Let me get her face a little better. You know, that's what we do. That's what the sisters do, y'all. I think I'm gonna name my video. I'm thinking I'm gonna name that video there right there. I might use her face if they keep it up there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I am facing homelessness. Bingo. Alright. Like I said, now we are definitely on this side. When I say on this side, meaning America, not the kingdom of heaven, we're going to go into what? Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. We are definitely in those times where you women are going to be running around here looking for a man. You're not going to be worried about whether he have one woman, 2 women, 3 women, 4 women. You just want to be what? You want a man. Because a lot of these little young jakes, they're going to die in the war, man. They're going to die in the war. And there's going to be even more women without men. Ask the Ukrainian, the so-called white men over there in Ukraine fighting to fight Russia. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. And then you're gonna have no problem putting on a long dress and covering your head and hiding your body, because these days Eve can't go nowhere without her ass all out, man. Every time I go in one of these grocery stores, man, Eve always be one got their ass all out, man. You know, that white woman, she be working out. She had them tights on, but she's not gonna be half naked and wearing boy shorts in the grocery store. Good God. Now they coming in Costco with that crap. And in that day, 7 women should take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. Meaning what? Shame. Yeah, shame. Shame gonna be back, y'all. Shame is back, y'all. And a lot of you women are what? Are getting shamed, because now you got Eve coming up against Eve. Eve coming up against Eve. Amen. That's why you know we're in the times of what? Of the Lord. And what that precept I had, Isaiah, I quoted it. Let's just go to it, which is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, and even a man what? Than the what? The golden wedge of Ophir, which is a miracle. A man is going to be a man of the Lord. Is definitely going to be what? More precious than fine gold. Because y'all are going to be around here, man, going to be, now, a lot of you struggling now. She said she losing her, she don't know what she going to do. She losing her home. She losing her car. Because y'all, you know, every time you pay your car off, every 5 years, 6 years, some of y'all pay for a car for 8 years. They got 100,000 miles on it. Madness, man. A so-called white person don't buy a car with 200,000 miles on. Even go buy a BMW because it said BMW or Mercedes, and pay and they got 220,000 miles on, or even more. They pay for paint and rims. That's what they pay for. Every year they get what? They get gypped out of their money when they were getting them $8,000 and $10,000 worth of what they call it shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Government, at the end of the year, I can't think right now, y'all. I'm trying to get these precepts in so I can get my butt in the bed. Let's go to Isaiah, y'all know where I'm going, 32. Isaiah 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. give ear unto what my speech. Ignore. They ignore, like the brother said on this thing here. Y'all been ignoring us for a long time. Now you're jobless and you getting ready to be put out on the street. What are you gonna do? You gonna go in the woods with that bear that they say you rather have? You rather be with that bear? But the word I tell you, boy, the Most High sure know how to put that your sayings right back in your own mouth. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. And it will in the can't say the beginnings of stages of those troubles, because a lot of y'all been catching hell since even when Biden was up in there. Gave you a little change here and there, right? And then they even gave you what? Gave you a little more free money to tack on some more on your taxes. You got to pay that back too. They know how to get you, man. Y'all always got your hand out for something free. I don't want nothing free from these jokers, man, because nothing is free. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. They trying to get your homes, man. They trying to get your home. They're going to put you on the street. And those that want to have homes, they're going to get your homes. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for what? For the vintage. And what that vintage is goes into what? Your government and state funding and jobs. Shall fail. The gathering shall not come. Nobody's going to be trying to save a whole bunch of black, a loud mouth, smart mouth, bunch of black women. Nobody's going to save you in that day, man. If you don't have a man to protect you in that day, you're going to catch pretty hell. Yeah. You're going to find yourself wanting to go and take yourself on out. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Script you and make you bare. No cars, no home, no more weaves, no more fake eyelashes, eyebrows. All these things here. Now you got to do what? You got to show enough. Let's see if you can be bragging and putting. How you gonna pull on then? Cause you know a lot of y'all don't have your hair. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Script you and make you bare. And girt sackcloth upon what? Your loins. Sorrows and moanings, man. Yeah, she crying now, but nobody's gonna come to you. Nobody's gonna come to your aid, because you know who is more prouder than Eve? Even Esau, Edom. Y'all are even more prouder than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They shall lament, meaning moan or weeping, for what? For the teats. Government programs, nurseries, no more free nothing, no more free that, free this. At the end of the year, let your bill get all high, your water bill, gas bill, and power bill. Then go get it, go to the government, and they pay it for you at the end of the year. A lot of y'all were doing that deliberately. They shall lament for the teats and for the what? The pleasant fields. Those pleasant fields goes into your what? Your material possessions. She losing her car, she losing everything. For the what? For the fruitful vine. It's almost over with. Let's see. Let's go to Michael right quick. Let me hit a couple more. Let's go to Michael 7 and verse. Hold on, let me grab this. Pick this up. Michael 7 and verse 10. Then she that is my enemy. And y'all definitely the enemy to the so-called black man. You so-called black women is definitely the enemy to your what? Your counterpart, which is the so-called black man. Then she that is my enemy shall see it. What you gonna see? You're gonna see the power and the glory of the heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And shame shall what? Shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? Proud. That proudness is what? It's ceasing from what? the earth. And in the process, Esau probably is going to cease from the earth as well. Y'all going to die over here in Babylon, man. All you all going to die. My eyes shall what? Shall behold her. Why? Because now Eve, sees now. Now she got a clear picture of what her future looks like. She be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Meaning what? Dirt, pit, grave. So this is your ending over here in what we call Babylon. It's over with. So on that note, say call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Shalom.